You're looking at $500,000 of luxury SUV. This is the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the latest Rolls-Royce model, and the one really that is at the forefront of Rolls' plan to really cater to an emerging group of luxury buyers, especially young buyers.
What we see is that the target group, these ultra high net worth individuals, are getting younger and younger. And you need to cater for them. And I think the perception that the brand is old and maybe a little bit outdated is, sorry to say, very wrong. And we have decreased in our average age by over 11 years. We are now average age worldwide on 45, which is a remarkable achievement. It was 8 years ago on 56.
So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel of a Cullinan. The car starts at almost $400,000 Canadian, and some of them can be $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. It's a small little pool of buyers that buy something this exclusive. And the idea at Rolls-Royce is to cater to the buyers themselves. Whatever you want, the car will be customized to meet your requirements. It's the luxury goods business. This isn't the car business, it's the luxury goods business. By now you will have noticed that this Rolls looks just a little bit like a London taxi. See it? You're not alone. Indeed, the Cullinan's looks have excited a range of opinions, some flattering, some not. We can agree, however, that the surfaces are powerful and imposing, and the laser headlights are piercing. They combine with vertical and horizontal lines in the body, and a hood, or as they say in Britain, a bonnet, that is higher than the front wings. There is the traditional Parthenon grille, made from hand-polished stainless steel. And Eleanor, the spirit of ecstasy, she sits high but retracts out of sight when appropriate. I'd argue the Cullinan's best look is that imposing face. From the side you see the coach doors with their massive handles. The rear bustle is reminiscent of the 1930s Rolls D-back, a nod to history. If you want to quantify the immensity of this rig, well, some numbers. 5.3 meters long, 2.1 meters wide, and 1.8 meters tall. Curb weight unladen, 2,660 kilograms. Now what the Rolls-Royce engineers did here, and I'm told they spent 8 years preparing this car for the marketplace, is to first start with the foundation, the platform. And this is a platform that was launched originally with the Phantom in 2017. Rolls modestly calls these underpinnings the architecture of luxury. We're talking a modular aluminum space frame and very modern. Everything is controlled by the electronics which have been fine-tuned to meet whatever my driving needs are. In other words, I can't dial up certain suspension settings or any of that sort of thing, which is very common in luxury cars. Here, the idea is that the vehicle is learning what my needs are as a driver. Rolls chose to simplify complexity for its owners rather than bewilder them with endless ways to tune the steering, the throttle, gearbox, and suspension. In a nutshell, you can trust the Cullinan to climb mountains while keeping the Dom Pérignon chilled. Now bear with me while I dig into the mechanicals. The front setup is a new double wishbone design with a 5-link rear axle. What's special is the redesigned self-leveling air suspension capable of absorbing bumps the size of boulders. You can dial up an adventure mode via the single everywhere button. It takes over regardless of conditions. Oh, and there is also 4-wheel steering. Power goes to all 4 wheels in a 50-50 split. The engine is a reworked version of the Phantom's twin-turbo V12. The transmission is the same silky, satellite-aided ZF 8-speed automatic used across the Rolls range. Bury the throttle, and it's a stately liftoff. One of the things you'll be surprised about if you get the chance to get behind the wheel of one of these things is that, yes, it's a big SUV, there's no question, but we're not talking about a bus. The idea here that Rolls-Royce is trying to project is that the car is a car. The gauges, well, this cluster looks exactly like what you'd get in a sports car. The steering wheel is no bigger, no smaller than you'd expect in a sports car. And all of the instrumentation and controls for the various functions of the car are really quite manageable. The cabin is a powerful blend of refinement and stateliness. Rear passengers sit higher than those in front, either in lounge configuration or in sumptuous individual chairs. Behind the split rear tailgate, the rear compartment can be specified in endless ways. Say you want the viewing suite. Well, you get a pair of folding, leather-clad, rear-facing seats and a cocktail table. An interior glass partition can be ordered, sealing off the boot area from the cabin. By the way, Rolls has also developed its own audio system, and it's superb. That's a great experience. I mean, it's a wonderful driving machine. It doesn't feel as big as it looks, and it is a substantial car, but the driving experience is very relaxed. The vehicle, I wouldn't say it waft, that's probably the wrong term, because it is quite responsive, but it feels substantial. You're driving something that's really, really substantial. It's planted on the road. Latest model in the Rolls-Royce lineup, and it all around the world, from Abu Dhabi to Beijing. I mean, BMW bought the Rolls-Royce name, for $66 million,